Welcome back, me friends. My first shift. I'm getting excited by the near thought of it. I have Koa to thank for notifying me of this position. It was nice she thought of me even when our friendship has become low maintenance over the years. I turned to find Dirong putting her cloak back together. Clock. I said cloak, but clock is what I meant. Clock is busted, losing one leg and keeling to that side. Its bells are deformed, the metal parts are damaged, a large crack spreads into a ghastly smile, revealing its internal cog wires. It looks horrifying. It looks like a panda ghost now. If ghosts even existed. According to some residents, they do. Come again? This building is said to be haunted. Aye, Kiri? That's a spooky rumor. If I valued my sleep, I don't think I should press for more answers. Dirong bobs her head towards Kiri. I forgot she was still in the room. How long has she been listening to our conversation? Dirong, bath? Kiri mutters with a strain in her vocal folds. Ah, no. I took a bath after my exercises last night. Hey, I should definitely come with you. We are going to work right after this anyway, correct? Just like Dirong, I also took a bath late last night before my sleep. Still, I wouldn't miss out a chance to befriend my other roommate, Query. Except Query is very, 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 very reserved and probably has reservations about that. Query looks at Dirong, as if to ask her opinions. Good idea. You should show Rue around. Only with Dirong's agreement, she nods at me. Interesting. I guess she's just very cautious around new people. See you at lunch? I doubt that. We will be busy with practice. Our troop is going to Gangbang in a few weeks. Okay, that's right. So it looks like this, it's been hinted at, but it looks like this place is a kind of housing community for these I want to call them orcs, but they're called something different in this series, or in this book. I hope it becomes a series. This is a really cool story, and just amazing, creative VN. Our troop is going to Gangbang in a few weeks. I see. I work all day, so see you tonight. It would be an understatement to say Curry isn't made for conversation. She looks deep in her own thoughts even when we walk side by side. She makes small strides towards the bathroom with her fingers entangled in her braids. Her eyes are glued to the floor most of the time. We touch shoulders when she walks into my path. With her heavy weight, a nudge is enough to bump me slightly to the side. We walk for another 5 meters, then it happens again. Curry saunters into my path. I would assume it was on purpose, if not for those benign doe eyes. I love the tension of this scene, and I also really like Kiri so far. Whoa, careful, love. I also love how Rue talks, just her casual, flirty nature. I really love her personality so far. I really also loved her character design, and how most of the time she seems to have this smug look on her face. There are more ways to get my attention. I wink and Kiri looks flustered. She is adorable like a big cuddly teddy bear. I hope I didn't overdo it. So, public bathrooms. We don't have these where I am from. This floor is for girls, next one boys, Kiri says under her breath. Every time she speaks, I have the urge to clear my throat. Kiri slumps forward when she walks, with both her hands clasped tight in front. Her fingers constantly fidget. This has been me in the past. I had to work on my shyness, but it was extreme at a certain point. And I'm really identifying with Kiri here. Her eyes haven't been on mine for more than a couple of seconds. Do I make you nervous? How can I make it better for you? Rue is an army soldier? Huh. It looks like her speech is a little different. Army? No, not anymore. The question caught me off guard. I knew my service would be brought into question at one point. It isn't like I'm trying to hide this part of my life. I am proud of what I did for this country. However, considering the current political tension, I was under the impression that this information wouldn't be publicly available. I am only a chef like you are. She said you were. Who? Nimgon? Query nods readily. I wonder if Curie is someone respectable in this community to be kept informed. Does everyone know? No. Only the elders know. And the department heads. I was only in the army for 5 years after the big war had ended. I only did patrol and all that gunk. I wasn't involved with anything prior to that. Ah! That is a big smile if I ever saw one. Glad that got cleared. So she only has a partial knowledge of my time in the service. I'm happy the tension between us has been relieved. Delving into this further isn't a good idea. Yeah, considering it made her that nervous. I would imagine not at the moment. Several pairs of shoes have been lined. Nice typo there. But there's been some inconsistent English in this whole novel, but honestly, it's very well written. I mean, it's definitely I'm pretty sure written just in English natively. There's just some grammatical niggles that I, as honestly somewhat of a grammar fiend, am a little bit about, but it's I only have very minor niggles with it. And honestly, a VN isn't where I come to be astounded by the writing. I come to have my feels cared for, and that's why I play these romance VNs. It's happening. So several pairs of shoes have been lined up neatly outside the changing room by the time we arrive. Curry's shoes join the others at the door. Meanwhile, I clean my feet on the mat before entering. As I presumed, most women here are well built from head to toe. They look intimidating. This was one reason not many humans and nymphs were willing to fight in the front lines. I can't imagine going to war against these muscle giants. Being a fairly tall nymph at 180 centimeters, I barely needed to look up when speaking to others. Not until now. Some of them giggle when I pass by, which I assume it is because that's bad English. That's bad grammatical sentence structure. It's hard to explain, but I know for a fact that's incorrect grammatically. Which I assume it is because, which I assume you could just take the it out of there, and that would be grammatically correct, I think. Anyway, not here to get all about the grammar. I'm here for the feels and the art and the music and the vibes and the people and the characters and the way. So, which I assume it is because of the prints on my shirt. Dozens of pairs of eyes are on me when I grab a random locker and begin stripping down my clothes. See, this is a better sentence, though I feel like I might have still written it differently. The same general concept of sentence, This could very well be the start of a raunchy movie clip. Please be, I mean, what? I pull my shirt up slowly, flip my hair to the side like a shampoo commercial. Jesus, she's so freaking thirsty. I love it. I mean, what? My bra is next in line. Piece by piece, I show off my slender physique. Eventually, my shorts slide off my legs and flops on the floor. See, again, flops. My shorts slide off my legs and flop on the floor. Flops isn't really the right word there. Anyway, at least as far as I know. Yeah, I don't think so. It was quite a performance I just put on. Jesus Christ, she wants all the pussy in here, apparently. I chuckle at a few gasping noises from my audience. Right before I can jump in the shower stall, a hand grabs my wrist. Whoa! Curry releases my hand and points at the faucets next to the stalls. She doesn't hide anything with the towel in her hand. My eyes have nowhere to rest. There is a fairly muscled body beneath those bulky cardigans. She isn't as big as Deerong, but I wouldn't try to take her on in a fight. My cheeks are getting hotter by the minute. I will just grab a quick shower. Shower, then tub? Query cocks her head. I can't join you in the tub. My fur, sheds. Query's eyes follow my hand where I pat the fur up my hip. Okay, I will just... I slip it in empty boots without looking back. I love running my fingers against the back of each hand after trimming. What's for lunch, Query? Present A. My ears perk up and my tummy starts to make official complaints. She hunger. I leave the curtain half open and peek outside. Stir-fried noodle. My stomach rumbles. I had nothing to eat since yesterday afternoon. Yum. I heard the new girl is staying with you? How was she? She's in there. Oh. She's in there. Oh, I didn't realize. Conversation seems to have moved on. No one wants to talk about me in my proximity. While everyone pretends to pay me no mind, Query silently keeps her eyes on me when she thinks I am not watching her. I have many pleasures in life. Putting on fresh clothing after a shower has to be in the top 10. Yeah, I feel that too. That is definitely a lovely, lovely experience. It is annoying putting on my clothes just to change into a chef's uniform when I reach the kitchen. We take the elevator to the first floor. A few Oregons join us on our ride. Getting up at this hour, most of them should be kitchen staff like us. I give them a short greeting. It goes as smoothly as it did in my practice. Step 1. Always start with a smile and nod. Funny story about the kitchen thing. I used to work in a nursing home as a dishwasher, and I was in the morning team, and so I had to get there before everyone. I had to get there at like 5 something. It was an interesting experience. So yeah, the whole getting up at this hour thing is definitely resonates with me. Good morning. I make sure to address each person. Step 2, give them my full name, a proper introduction. I am Ruchariwadi. Step 3, make it a bit personal. Everyone calls me Ru. By the time the elevator reaches the ground floor, everyone feels warmer toward me. See, this kind of stuff is nice social advice for someone like my ass, I'd say. Because this sounds reasonable, this sounds right, I just don't think to do this kind of thing usually. I'm just going back through this because I just find it interesting. Okay, so yeah, she practiced all this. That's nice. Alright, I don't know. I don't know why I found it. Like, I forgot how that whole thing started, so I was just curious to go back and read that again. Anyway, we crowd the hall for a few minutes where everyone listens to one of my stories. You are like a roller coaster, she said. I can't tell if you feel sorry for me or disgusted by me. That was so funny. And then comes the last step. You know, I was a little worried before coming here. A little emotion always drives the point home further. But I'm glad I've made I've made new friends already. Absolutely, Ru. Talk to me if you need any advice. Ah, cute. I'll make sure you enjoy your stay. Ah. My escort party breaks up into smaller groups. A few head into the large mess hall on the opposite side of the elevator. Meters away from the mess hall's entrance is the commercial kitchen where I expect to spend most of my time. Wait up! A woman runs up to me. Her wild hair bounces in the air with every step. Hazari. Hazari from security. How do you do? Hazari? She seems like a friendly face. I can't have enough of that. I can't have enough of that around here. Hazari's voice is rich and heady, similar to the spurs of well-aged honey wine. See, this is a really well-constructed sentence not to imagine the imagery. It's weird. The English goes back and forth from, like, really, really good to, it's weird to me. I wonder if there were several writers. And I also wonder what happened. Because, like, you know, there's no super huge mistakes, like no capitals or anything like that, but just some of the sentence structures are really weird to me. But this one, like, that was not just well-structured. That was very eloquent. I loved that as kind of a word nut. But, I don't know, it's weird how up and down the writing quality of this game is. Now, it's not like the writing quality is abysmal at any point that I've read so far, but it's interesting. Although there is something different about her that I can't point out. Anyway, I require your wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I think I didn't read the last half of this. It is what I imagine the popular girl in a storybook would sound like. Although, there is something different about her that I can't point out. Anyway, I require your biometrics for your security clearance. Can you make time now? Hizari demands before I can finish my greeting. That's right. Nimgon wanted me to speak to her about this too. It will only take a few minutes. Let's go. Sure. Before I knew it, Hazari leads me by the nose to the front desk, by the nose, to collect several samples of my fingerprints and voices. She also takes an unflattering photo of my face. and voices. More voice would be a better fit grammatically there. Anyway, I suppose photography is not a required skill for security personnel. The angle is a bit low, the lighting is all wrong. At least this photo is only for security usage. Despite Hazari's vibe, I am unsure I like her. At last, I get to change into my work outfit. With the help from a random woman in the room, I braid my hair. I also slip on protective shoes for the kitchen. I am never fully comfortable walking in these, even if the tips are spacious enough for my toes. Meanwhile, Curry has finished changing and is waiting by the door. Her kitchen staff uniform is complemented with a red scarf. She looks professional.